start first in the Black Sea, a highly competitive body of water in wartime. The critically geostrategical body of water links Europe to the Middle East and Russia. The Black Sea region has been key to the Russian President Putin's efforts to restore Russia's power and influence after the fall of the Soviet Union. At its height, the Soviet Union was the largest country in the world, and included countries like Ukraine, Belarus, Lithuania, Estonia, Georgia, among others, as Union republics. Soviet republics leading to economical stagnations, and the overextension of the military was factors that contributed to collapse of the Union in 1991, leading to Union's republics to secede or withdraw from the Union as independent nations, ending the Cold War. Since then, Russia has launched a series of military aggressions, first against Georgia in 2008, then its legal extensions of the Ukraine region, Crimea, in 2014, which was followed by the full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The Black Sea has been a key piece of the geography in each of Russia's aggressions. It's where Russia operates its Black Sea Fleet's naval unit, which has disrupted shipping channels and gained control of the Kerch Strait, which connects the Sea of Azov to Black Sea. The NATO military alliance has increased its presence to the Black Sea in response to what it calls Russia's continued aggressions as destabilizing activities. The alliance has stepped up its maritime cooperation with Ukraine and Georgia to halt Russia's incursions from moving closer to Europe. CNN spoke to an expert who explains the Black Sea's strategic importance to Russia. Neil Melvin, because of Black Sea is so similar to Russia's ambition, who controls the Black Sea is going to be one of the key questions as to who is the key player in the 21st century. From the point of view of Russia, the Black Sea has been the most important strategically because it brings together three distinct security regions. To the north, you have Russia as wider steppes of Eurasia. To the south, you have Turkey and the whole Mediterranean region. And then to the west, you have the European and Balkan areas. All of these have been key of Russia to try and control and extend its power. Then to project its strengths to the East Mediterranean and beyond that, to the Middle East and even the Red Sea. During the Soviet Union, the Black Sea was often called the Soviet Lake because Moscow controlled eventually the whole coast, which meant that Turkey was the outstanding NATO member. And this is why Turkey is so fundamental. There's only one point of access, which is controlled by Turkey. With the end of Soviet Union, the region have fragmented, and we've seen different countries belong to different alignments. Joining Turkey now is Bulgaria and Romania, so NATO has been able to take control of the southern arc of countries have been gradually enlarging to the east. Under President Putin, one of the key goals has been to argue that Russia is a great power, and so controlling the Black Sea has been instrumental for that. First of all, he sought to take control of the South Caucasus, and we saw the 2008 Russia-Georgia War, in which Russia essentially annexed South Ossetia and Abkhazia on the Black Sea coast. On the second phase, we've seen Russia try to protect its force to Ukraine, starting in 2014. where Russia first all seized Crimean Peninsula, but also became involved in the fighting in East Ukraine. So in 2022, when Russia began its full-scale invasion to Ukraine, I think President Putin would have been quite confident. He gradually extended Russian military strength down through the South Caucasus. He built bases in the occupied areas of Georgia. He had military faculties in Armenia. Then he extended into Ukraine his military forces, and he built out the Crimea as a result of the intervention in 2022. NATO has responded quite dramatically along what has now become the eastern flank of NATO. We have seen an increase in NATO forces, and the really big change has been with Sweden and Finland joining alliance, which means that Russia can now not really access the Baltic region in an effective way. So the Black Sea region actually became one of the important for President Putin. He cannot afford to lose the Black Sea, and that's why I think the war will be really critical. Not just the Black Sea, but actually for the future of President Putin himself. Start second trivia. Which ocean explorer is credited to inventing the first shark cages, which allow humans to dive with sharks? Jacques Cousteau, Edmund Hillary, Celia Earle, or James Cameron? Did you know it's James Cousteau, the French ocean explorer and engineer, developed and used the cages to film sharks for its 1956 documentary, The Silent World. The idea of people living in the under the sea has been around for quite some time, but it's remained a vanity. But that could soon change. Underwater villages, we've seen them in science fiction movies. Maybe read about them in books. But now a company in the UK called Deep says it's going to make them a reality. Our Max Foster took a tour to the subsequent habitats, which the company hopes will be housing people underwater for the next 2 years. Imagine living in a house like this. It looks pretty cool, if a bit out of place, and that's because it is. It's actually designed to be at the bottom of the sea. It's built by a startup based on the southwest UK with Ambition Place. Plans for humans to live underwater by 2027. Our motto is to make humans aquatic, not certain humans, all humans. So we know all this stuff about our solar system and beyond. We don't know what's on the bottom of our own oceans. I want to go live there, and so I can learn. Jacques Cousteau's 1962 continental shelf system was one of the first experiences in underwater living environments, but Deep's ambitions are on another scale. Their main focus is to facilitate scientific research, aiming for people to live and work around 200 meters down for 23 days at a time. The designs for the larger Centennium model include bedrooms, flushing toilets, and even hot showers. But there is one big question that came straight to my mind. What if there is a leak? Yeah, there are 4 possible ways of leaving the habitat in various types of emergencies. Do you imagine one-day towns, villages? Our Centennial habitat is a module. Those modules can be bolted together, so the possibility for subsea villages is absolutely there. Would people want to live there? What do you think? I would, absolutely. To make the enormous parts required for the system, the companies developed a technique using welders on robotic arms. The parts are built 1 layer of steel at a time. Ethan Boulter, every other breath we take is thanks to the oxygen produced by the ocean. The ocean is a major carbon sink. Our goal is to help understand that and all of the other myriad ways that the ocean benefits us all, whether we recognize it or not. Thank you.